Hi there, this is Val with Folk Art Wings, and I'm gonna do a little bit of a slant pocket idea. It's using up our book pages that we have stacks of if you're into junk journaling. I always look for pages that, when I'm dismantling books, some are glued in and some are sewn in. And so it's easy to just snip the threads and pull the pages out. All of these have been sewn in in various books. And I love the colors. You can see there's just a little bit of a difference, different sizes, different colors, and so on. This one, I punched the two top edges just to use in a journal like it is, and the same thing with this side. And of course, my punch, I ended up not going all the way to the bottom, so I have to just snip that off now or when you're using it. You don't have to do any kind of paper punching at all. Plain pages work just absolutely fabulous for slant pockets. I wanted to show you one application. All I did was take this double slant pocket idea. It gives me a flap here that I can do some note taking. I can do some a little bit of artwork if I want. I can put a sticker in there. I can just take an old stamp and put it under there and make it hidden, especially with this. I can write on here and then have a stamp or a ticket from something fun that I did that day or that week, depending on how you want to use your journal. It opens right up. It's got the flaps here with tissue paper, which I love to use, and you just write all that you want inside there. You've got a pocket here, a flip up here, decorate the flap if you want. You can attach it with washi tape to make a hinge. That's always really simple and handy, especially if your book pages are already assembled inside your journal. But if they're not sewn in yet, which I like to decorate my pages before I put them in my journal, it just makes it easier for me. It makes the journal more cohesive. I don't write it, I'm preparing it for maybe that season or that year, and what my theme is. And so I'll start working on it the year before in projection for my next year's theme that I'm going to do on my journal. It might be a travel journal. It could be a dressmaking journal, a craft record of all the different things that you've done, photograph of an item that you made and how you felt about making it, and some innovative ideas that you had, maybe to expand upon it. Journals are great for recording our thoughts, and it's therapy in a way. It relaxes you. It focuses you. I love the whole idea of journaling. To get to doing our little pockets, I just wanted to do something simple, quick, and you could take a book page that's not been sewn in clearly. This came out of a paperback, and I fold it in half and then fold that corner down. The corner can come all the way down to your fold. It can be this short. It doesn't matter where you put your fold. And to use this in my journal, I might make several of these at one time. So I'll just run a little bit of glue on the long edge, and then the little tip here, and press it down and hold it, smooth it down a little bit, and you've already got your pocket ready to use in a journal. And with this one, since it's a single page, I wouldn't want to use this as another pocket in my journal, but I would glue the whole back page onto a book page, and this can be done after your journal's all, your signatures are sewn in. And so you just press it down, and you've got a pocket here, and you can decorate. You can put a photograph of your grandchild's birthday, and what you did on that day, his reaction to your gift, just who was there at the party. Maybe you made the cake. Did everyone like it? Do you want to try a new recipe the next time? And you can check your recipes in here even. So just glue that down and put it on your book page. Instead of just doing the single, I like to sometimes do a page that I just, it's the single page that came out of a paperback book. And I folded it in half. Go this way. I'm right-handed. I tend to want to go this way. I folded my flap down. Take this one and fold this one down. And then it doesn't matter about the writing to me, which way is up. When you're making these, they go in all different directions. And so say this is a page out of one of my signatures. I can wrap that around it and glue this, put glue on this little side, this long side. Glue that down, and you've got a pocket. And that looks really pretty with the two tones. I think it's gorgeous. And I just had punched the top and the bottom of this with a paper punch. And so now I've got a little pocket in there. I've got a flip up. I can put tissue paper here and write all over that page. I can just tuck in tickets. I can tuck in any kind of memorabilia in there. And then you can see this is my sewn in kind of page. And so it's part of my signature that I'll be gathering more and adding to. And I just think that's so beautiful. I don't really need any other decorative craft materials. I just think the book pages look beautiful all together like this. Let's see. I've got this one in a lighter color even. See how that would look with this one. And it's just all an experiment, but how pretty is that? It's almost like I've got lace and then, you know, glue, and I've got a pocket and a flip up. I love that. Really, really, really easy project. I've got a little map page here. Show you what I did with this one. If I can figure out how, I can't remember. Okay, this was, I've already glued it, but it's a great demonstration on what you can do. Say you don't like the flip-ups on the corners. This was a sewn-in page from an atlas, and it's just half of the page, and I folded it in half, okay? I'll go in this direction like I always do. I folded the paper up in half, and then I took this corner and folded it down, so I have the slant pocket here, but I glued this whole panel down, what I would call the flip up. This is the flip up, and I glued it down. And so now it's ready to be sewn into a signature right through here. That gives me a pocket over here and a pocket on the back. If you don't glue it completely down, you just want to glue it on the side. You've got a little pocket in the side. This makes a really good pocket. It's sturdy. Even though this is very thin paper, it's doubled, and once you glue it, just makes it really sturdy. And that can be included into your journal, just like this. Okay, just a little wraparound. And your pages don't always have to line up. I'm on the width-wise. You don't want them longer than your journal cover or wider than your journal cover. But when it comes to the pages in your journal, they can be different sizes. They don't have to be the exact size of the journal. Okay, and so this overlay, it adds a little bit of color. How pretty is that? I could add tissue paper to the edge, or let's see. I could ruffle this up. And just put that right there. Makes a nice little paper ruffle. Okay. Staple it together if I want. I can glue it down. Just run a little bit of a glue stick down that edge if I want to. And that adds a little pop of color. You don't have to have a lot. If you want to do even something different, I've got some millinery flower here. You can get a little, take the flowers, buy a bouquet of fabricated flowers at a craft shop, and I dismantle them. And so that gives me hundreds to pick from. And then I can just take one of those little layers and put that right there. And I can glue it down, or I could actually go to the extent of taking a little brad and sticking through there. And I mean, how cute is that? So you can really decorate a lot in a very simple manner. Wanted to show you how I've got this craft book, and I really didn't like it, probably 60-ish. And I had thrown it in a dye bath just to see what would happen. And it made the paper feel a little thicker, which I like. And so with this, it would go in my journal like this. It gives me a little pop of color in a journal. So if I'm doing earth tones, I've got a little orange here. And when I have a book page that I don't like the imagery, I always glue tissue paper down. See if I have it in here. Blank white tissue paper I've used so much. Hold on one second and I'll try and grab a piece. I've got some with a little lavender on it and a little bit of blue. But what I would do is just cover as much as I could of that image with tissue paper. And all I do is use a glue stick. Just got this glue stick out and it feels dried up. But we'll see if it works. We'll try to get it to work for us. Yeah, it's getting dried up. I'll have to get another glue stick. But you can't see the image underneath, and you can write on this. Of course, if I have a felt tip pen, that would show up better. Here's a fountain pen. Let's see if that works for me. But you can see the writing. And you can't see the picture underneath. It diffuses it so well. So you really focus on the writing. So if you started, you know, and I would smooth all that out with a good glue stick. I'm sorry that that one's not so great right now. You can see it's been shrinking away, and I just bought it. See how it's shrinking from the edges? That means it's gotten old, so it's set on the shelf too long. And they're not dated, so it's kind of hard when it comes to your craft material when we buy it. You just never know how long it's been sitting there. But how pretty is that? I mean, it's a different texture, different color. It just adds a little something. And then I can wrap this up with one of my double pocket folded page. And I can actually just have a pocket here and a pocket here, and have it glued down. So this I would glue at the top and at the bottom. All right, and then that gives me, well, I could decorate it. I put a little stamp on it. I've got some stickers. I don't care for what they, you know, I don't need thinking of you on a sticker, but I can take the top part. You know, I get these in the mail. I don't know if anybody else does, but when you start donating to charities and so on, they tend to send you little things. So, I mean, I could just decorate that right in the corner with that pretty rose. How pretty is that? And then I have plenty of writing space. I've got my flip up. I can write all over that. I've got a pocket and another pocket right here. And I didn't bother to glue that. You can if you want. I would normally leave the flexibility there, but that's okay. We don't, you know, you can still, you've got a pocket to slide memorabilia in and a pocket there. And then when you open it up, you've got your tissue paper covering up the ideas in here that you don't like. Maybe the imagery is not very attractive. And then I've got my double pocket here. Now, I don't have to glue them down if I don't want to. They're attached on this side. And then this is where we sew through into our signature, right through the center. So these two pieces can be free. I can glue this down if I want. So it's a permanent diagonal, but that would give me one pocket. Then if I don't glue this piece down, it will give me just one pocket, but it still is very decorative. And what I can do is so much in here. I can take a photograph from maybe my travels and cut it down so it fits right in that little area. And then nobody would know except for me. When I open up my journal, I flip that up, and maybe that's my smiling granddaughter. I only have one, and she's beautiful. Okay, so I hope that was a good inspiration on what to do with the triangle pockets. I did want to show, I've got the single here. I do want to show how you make them. You can fold up your page, book page, fold it in half. It doesn't have to be perfect, just, you know, try to get it close. And then fold it again. And then you fold down one corner. And like I said, it can come all the way down to the fold if you want. And then this one, I like to have, you could have them equal, but I like to do the second one at the same angle, but folded under, okay? So when you open it up, you have this little flap. I'm gonna close it up. This will be the back. Put that flap there. Turn this one under. Doesn't have to match the one you did before, just so it's close in at angle. So now you've got your two flip ups on the inside. You've got a flip up on the outside and on the back of the outside. You can sew these right through into your signature, and you can see how easy that fold is. And I've shown you several ways of attaching it into your journals. So here's one that I did not sew in. Here's my page that I'm going to sew into my signature. But let's pretend it's already sewn into my signature. So I want to decorate something on this page. It looks like it needs something. So I'm going to take one of my folded pockets, you know, just like we just made. All right, flaps on the inside, flaps on the outside, two different fold lines. This is just a double page out of a book. Okay, and so with this one, all I did was take the edge of it and tape it down with washi tape, and I'll show you how I did that. Let's see. Let's take this page and we'll do this pocket. and you can place it anywhere you want, but since we're not sewing it in, I'm going to bring it to the edge on the outside. Otherwise, if you were sewing it in, you'd want it on the with your seam line. This one, I'm just going to put right to the edge with this. Take some washi tape. Tape this down, this folded edge down. Okay, now you've got your folded corners. This is the inside, 2 little flaps. Fold that back over and put another piece down this side. The only thing about your washi tape is make sure it's not longer than the piece you're attaching, because then it doesn't want to fold open. I'm going to take that little, there's a little bit there that's a little bit too long. It's not hindering it now, but it will later. You'll see inside your journal, so it's got to come out. I didn't see that when I first put it on there. My glasses need to be updated, I think. But anyways, there you are with a pocket. Open it up. You've got flip-ups. You can put tissue paper here to diffuse the writing in the book page. Put your flaps back down. You can have a little decoration up there in the corner. Maybe you want to have a word as a focus. It could be anywhere you want to put it. If you can glue these flaps down, let's see, we can put a little sticker up there. That's kind of cute. Okay. Put a stamp on it. Glue the stamp down. That holds your flap down if you don't want the flip up. Okay. And what else could we do? Add a little tag. You can actually attach this tag underneath here. And when you pick up your flap, you can see your tag there, and it might have a mystery word on it pertaining to the theme of your journal or your trip that you're recording. Thought processes at the new job, maybe. New relationships. We write about everything. We write about what we eat and how far we ran, and it's recording our lives. And each one of us have a special, unique life that is important. It's important to the community around you, your family, your friends. Your community can be a community of one. It's important to yourself, to know yourself and understand yourself. And so junk journals are great for recording your life. Not only good moments, but the rough times, and we all have them. We have our ups and downs. I'm in my 70s, and I feel young, I think young, but I realize the number isn't. And there's just been some great moments in my life, great times, more so than bad times. And I hope most people feel that way when they get to my age. I hope I have another 20-some years. My mother is 94 and still kicking. So I hope I have a longer life to do all the craft ideas that I want to do, all the paintings I want to make, all the pottery I want to create. There's just so many things that I want to do in the time that I've got. And I really appreciate every moment that I have, and I hope you do too. So come back again. I've got simple little ideas, and you can expand on them and make them as elaborate as you want. And have a good time making things out of book pages and making junk journals and recording in them. Come again. That's it in a nutshell. See you again. Bye-bye.